Hey guys, Nick here, coming to you with yet another Infinity Kingdom video. This one is going to be episode 5 of our tier list series. Given that the Immortals are done with, we are going to jump to the skills in the Tower of Knowledge. For all skills, however, we're going to split them in different video, a little bit similar to what we did with the Immortal. We're going to look at them by how we obtain them. First is going to be those that are obtainable very easily with only the purple dust. You unlock them with the purple dust, and then you max them with the same currency, purple dust. Because there's quite a few skills, what we're going to do is we're going to further down divide them. First, I'm going to touch on the green, blue, and purple skills. Spoiler alert, they are purple skills that are a must for all teams, even late game players. And then in the next video, we're going to touch on the gold one, the epic one. And we are going after that, do the tokens skills. So those that are unlocked through a token system. Basically, you need to get 60 token, unlock the skill, and then you can max them with purple dust. So first, let's get started right away. Before we get started, however, I want you to be careful when it comes to the gold skill here that you see. They're not trash, all of them. Sure, it's just that we're not going to touch on them yet, so I put them in the last section. Don't bother with them. 2, don't look at the level. They are random level. It's not based on what I prefer. It's just that the tier list was already created on Tier Maker, and I used them to make my job easier. Basically, I added those that were not there yet. So let's get started. First, green skill, all of them directly. Let's just put them straight into the trash section. Why? Because even for early, if you're free to play low spender, you don't want to waste anything on them. If you're a whale that really wants to do a lot of fighting, maybe, but that is about it. Either in the game, as you start, they will force you to unlock one. I think the skill that you want to unlock is going to be this one. And I would say if you want to be very competitive in the early game, it's probably the only green skill that I would go for. But even then, as a free-to-play low spender, you don't really want to waste purple dust on something that you're not going to use in the long run. So that's why they're either D or trash, basically not even ranked. Blue skills, almost all of them, I'm going to put them in the same section. Basically, don't waste your time on unlocking them at all. Most of the time for these skills, the reason is either the damage is really low, or more critically, the trigger chance is so low that they're not worth using, not even unlocking, even for the early game. They are, however, 3 situational / early game, but because I strongly believe most of them is going to be early only, we're going to rank them appropriately. So first, Rage, it's going to increase your crit rate of 15% max. It's not too high, but because it's rate, it's decent enough to be placed in the C tier situational. This is good early game for fire team. As the game goes on, as you get more skills, I don't think it's going to hold a place on your main team. There are better options for sure, but early game, fire team, situational. Then you have these 2 support skill that are the only 2 other blue skill that I think are worth investing in for the early game, depending on well or quickly you can go through the Tower of Knowledge levels to get better skill later on. But Grace and Support are decent enough skills to be put in the section for early game situational skills. If you take a look at them, oops, here. Again, it's all about healing. Given the fact that there's not a lot of healer early game except Zenobia and Moktu, if you're not able to get Zenobia early, you run Moktu, you might want to run at least 1 support skill on him, which is Grace or Support. So that's why I put them in D tier. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lot of skills in the purple section into the trash bin and a few in the D and C. I'm not going to talk too much about those. The reason is they're not worth talking about. We're going to focus on the important ones. So let's go. Give me 1 second. I'm going to place them right away. All right, so those are the ones that I definitely don't think you should unlock at all. And even some of them are later on above level 40 in the Tower of Knowledge. But if you take a quick look at them to not waste anybody's time on those, you'll see that one of the main reason, again, it's because the trigger chance is too low. If you look at this one, every normal attack, you have only 10% chance of causing intimidation, which is a good skill if it was not for the 10%, because it's going to apply a root to random enemy for 6 seconds, which is really good. But because it's only 10%, even if you put it on somebody like Alex, there's so many better options that you don't want to go for a skill like intimidation. Now let's take a look at absolute defense. Absolute defense is a decent skill. It's going to boost your defense. It's going to block 3 next damage instance on the immortal that is holding the skill. This can be matched with a skill like assist, and it's going to give you decent early slash mid game value. The reason it's only in B tier, again, I definitely think there are going to be better skill later on. Is it a skill that is worth unlocking? Yes, I think it's worth it. I held absolute defense on my main support for a while before moving to better skill. Sorb, I'm going to put it in D. I say, in my opinion, it's D, almost trash. I wouldn't waste too much time on this skill. Adrenaline Rush is a very good skill. I still use it in my second or third march at the moment. You can put that on Immortal like Can. You want him to fire his ultimate quickly. However, again, later on in the game, there are better skills for your main march. But depending on how many skills you have overall, it is still a skill that can hold a place on your third or fourth march because it is a very good skill. This one is a grace, but because it's dodge, I'm going to put it in the trash. Dodge, not a good fatal ace. We already spoke about that a few times in other videos. Then you have anger. Anger is going to increase your physical damage by 30% once max. It's very good. Even late game, you can put that on few immortal for your second, third, or maybe fourth march, but it is a skill that is very good. And early game, especially, you want to unlock it for your early game, and it's going to keep a good value down the line. So, very good skill. We're going to go straight to concentration. It's the same thing as anger, but for magical damage. Same principle. If you have a mage in your early game, you want to put concentration on him. As the game goes on, you might replace it with some other better skill, but it's still going to get good value for another mage in your second, third, or fourth march. But because it's even better than just, I would say, for second, third march, it is a very good skill for a carry on a mage. I do think there are better options down the line, but I'm still going to leave it A tier given how much valuable it is early game. Chase, I'm going to put it situational. This is very good on fire team, on somebody like Wu early game. Later in the game, it's going to lose value because there are gonna be better skills for sure. But still, Chase is still a decent skill. I could put it in B, but because it mostly works on fire teams, I'm gonna leave it in situational in this case. I'm gonna put a few in the D tier because I don't think they're very valuable later in the game. They hold value a little bit in early game. They held better value in the past, but because we keep getting skills, they lost value. I don't think you should unlock these skills anymore, except if you're really, really competitive in the early game. All right. We are down to a few skills. We're going to do the grace. So, war grace, defense grace, and attack speed grace. I'm going to put in a situational. Again, these are decent skill early game for a team that is a hybrid formation for Alex and Hannibal, Quinn, Zeno. They give you decent value for the 12 first second of the battle. The reason why they're situational, I think they're mostly for the early game. When it comes to late game, they lose some value, even though the battle doesn't last as long as they used to. They still all only a small niche place in the game for anybody that is later in the game. Then you have combo. I think combo is a decent skill. I'll put it in good. Same thing with dual master. And I'm going to put physical shield in A as well. So these three skills, the first two, combo and dual master, are very good skill for somebody like Hannibal and Alex. However, they have a downside, which it makes them all about normal attack on the person that is straight in front of them. It removes the AoE aspect of some of the other skills give Alex and Hannibal. And at the moment, I strongly believe that AoE is quite good compared to solo attack damage on one target in front of you. That's why I'm going to leave it in good, not in S. And again, they are purple skill. Down the line, there will be better option for players that have a lot of gold skill. The magical version of physical shield, so basically, I'm going to put it in situational. I think the physical shield has a lot more value given the fact that a lot of players are going to run Alex or Alex Hannibal. A lot of players are going to run physical shield, especially early game to mid game, especially free to play, low spender are going to most likely go towards Alex. So the physical shield, because of that, gives you better value, while the magical one gives you less value. Then you have the energy uh, regeneration blessing. I think it's borderline godly. If we place the skill in this order as well, from left to right, left being the best ones, I would go something like this. And the reason is energy regeneration is extremely powerful in the game. It allows your team to go first. It's very good. However, because it's not good on a team like Alex, again, we're focusing a lot on free to play, low spender, and mid spender. It's not godly. That's the only reason I don't think it's godly. Personally, I use a Himiko March, and sometimes I still put this skill on my main March, even though I have red skills. It tells you how good of a skill it can be. Then you have Sacrifice. Sacrifice, I think, is a niche skill, second, third, and 14. Reason is a Sacrifice is a boost that is given to random allies. And the fact that it's random, if you run something like Alex, tank, double healer, Quinn, and Zenobia, the chances that it goes on your Alex becomes very low, and it's not a skill worth using at this point. However, if you're using a fire team with example Quinn, Wu, Ipo, and Trajan, the chances now become 50-50 of going on at least one of your two carry. So this skill value goes up a little bit. If you're using something like Ipo, Sion, Wu, Trajan, then it is even better value. However, I don't think at the moment 3 carries March is in a good spot. It's good. It's not very good in my opinion at the moment. So because of that, I put it in B tier. It's a niche skill. I don't think most players should unlock it unless they are, again, very competitive early game. They can get decent value out of the skill early. We finished with the best skill in the game, even though it's a purple skill. It beats a lot of the epic gold skill as well. Red skill, there are better red skill, but this skill is definitely one of the best in the game because it gives you immunity to crown control. And when you don't have Fufei, you need a skill on your main carry if it's not Alex. Alex has that kit inbuilt in his skill. The immunity is already there, so you don't need Dual Master. And given the artifact as well, which bring his skill as a passive, it's a waste to use on it because he already has it. But if you're using Khan, Wu, Himiko, Apollo, and you don't have Fufei, you need this on your main carry. You don't want your main carry to be CC'd, otherwise you might lose the game, especially if you're only running one carry. So dual Fighting Master, sorry, is not only the best purple skill by far, it's still at this point in Infinite Kingdom 4 years after the release, one of the best skill, even though it was released when the game was released. It's extremely good. Almost all team from free to play to a big spender that does not have Fufei have to use Fighting Master. So this is it for the skill. I'm not going to put the skill under B in the order from left to right because I don't think it's worth the time. It's not worth your time either. Um, I would say anything under B. If you're not a very, very early player, you want to fight early for your server, for your alliance, to secure your server in a good spot. I don't think these skills are worth investing your purple dust in, especially if you're a free to play player or a low spender. Focus on the S and A tier. They are going to get you value even into the late game, even in the very, very late game. So A and above, I think all player almost should unlock them at start and bring the level up so that they can use it and keep using it even in the late game. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next tier list video coming soon. It's going to be on the gold skills. Thank you. Bye bye.